how our childhood trauma impacts our adult relationships. In more ways than one, childhood trauma can impact everyone. Yet, the challenges don't have to be permanent. With some support, healing is possible. Hi, this is Jyotika Bedi, founder of Happiness is Love. We make relationships better. I started to heal when I chose to take full responsibility for my own feelings. The more you feel your feelings, the easier it gets to understand them. Nobody's trauma is big or small. Everybody's trauma is different. I used to sometimes blame others for my feelings and my hurt. And blame only brings you pain. The good news is that while what happened to me in my past was not my fault, but healing from that pain is my responsibility and no one else's. And when you realize this, it is a superpower. My childhood wasn't bad. Trauma isn't only what happened to us, horrible things, let's say, but it's also what did not happen to us, what didn't happen to us, and what we did not get, but we needed. And that can be little things like emotional attention, psychological safety, affection, and being noticed and heard. It's not just food and shelter. And when these other things are missing, those are some of the vital ingredients of what we human beings need. And those are our needs that need to be met. If you've experienced trauma during the first few years of your life, I feel you. I'm here for you. You might look at and experience maybe adult relationships in a different way because you bring your past child into your adult relationships. Perhaps you don't feel so safe all the time. Or maybe you face conflict with hesitation or avoidance. These are all natural and valid possibilities. And like I said, you're not alone. If you're feeling this way or you experience relationship challenges, know that we are here for you. Indeed, childhood trauma isn't as uncommon as you think. Even though it may feel hard, it may feel difficult and challenging at times, emotional healing is within reach, and along with it are better relationships and higher quality of life. And I'm here to tell you that it is possible. So what is childhood trauma? First, let's understand. Childhood trauma is an umbrella term. It refers to any significantly distressing experience that you may have been exposed to as a child. For example, this may include physical violence, sexual abuse, natural disasters, loss of a loved one, maybe abandonment, foster care, any other event where you felt scared, you felt helpless, you felt horrified or overwhelmed. Because we all experience life in different ways. What may be traumatic for you may not be traumatic for someone else. And that's why there is no judgment. Nobody's trauma is bigger or smaller. What really matters is how you've perceived the situation and how you feel about it. Complex trauma, which is repeated exposure to distressing events or experiences over a period of time, can be particularly pervasive. Childhood trauma can impact our relationship with ourselves, our adult relationships, because we learn about emotional bonds early in our lifetime. So when people we depend on for, let's say, our survival, inadvertently hurt us or aren't emotionally present, it does affect how we view human connection. Age also can play a vital role. Our brain develops rapidly from newborn to toddlerhood. So in general, the older you are when trauma occurs, the less it may impact your future relationships. Let me give you an example so that you can understand this better. For example, if you were 14 instead of 4, but this isn't always the case. Many other factors are also at play. For instance, like the intensity of the trauma, how long you were exposed to that trauma, and how often it occurred. Another consideration which I'd like to share with you is whether you had other satisfactory relationships around you at that time, like some support from maybe a neighbor, a family member, a caring teacher, a leader, or other adults who made you feel safe and secure. What is the impact of childhood trauma on adult relationships? There are myriad ways that childhood trauma could impact the way you experience adult life or adult relationships. This isn't the case, like I said, for everyone. However, it may be the case for some people. Let's also understand different attachment styles. Your early experiences help shape what you believe about the world around you. It's a secure place versus it's a scary place, or perhaps somewhere in between for you. This is where attachment theory comes into play. The way you relate to others to establish or avoid intimacy. Let's understand, let's dig deep a little bit. According to the attachment theory, our adult bonds tend to mirror those we first establish our primary caregivers. What we establish with our primary caregivers. Based on this, there are 4 main attachment styles that I'd like to share with you. First is the secure style. Secure someone with this style is someone who is attached to someone who is trusting. They have close relationships with people around them. They're not hesitant about loving and being loved. They don't avoid intimacy and tend not to depend entirely on someone else for their worthiness, for feeling validated. Next is the anxious or anxious preoccupied style. Those who establish this attachment style may experience significant fear of being abandoned and the need to be validated constantly. In addition, they may feel that their partner rarely cares enough for them and keeps seeking their sense of worthiness and validation from their partner. The dismissive avoidance style. Someone with this attachment style may experience fear of emotional intimacy. This then may lead them to avoid getting too close to others emotionally or to distrust their significant others. As a result, they're often emotionally unavailable. And now you can understand why. Next is the fearful avoidant style. People with this attachment style may crave the attention and love all the time from their significant other. But at the same time, they avoid emotional intimacy on their part. They may need to feel loved and attended to all the time, but they usually avoid developing close romantic relationships. The last 3 attachment styles, as you can see, are considered insecure attachment styles. These may pose unique challenges in our adult relationships. We are not aware of these. If you feel like you've identified with any of these last 3 styles, it's very important to be patient with yourself as you begin to embark your healing journey. Attachment styles aren't something you chose to do every day or you choose to do every day. They stem from our early childhood experiences that were not in our control. However, healing is in our control. These are not conscious choices. These responses are our brain's capacity to adapt and survive a non-nurturing environment. And they can be worked on and they can be overcome. That's the good news. Trust challenges. It's not uncommon to struggle with trusting others if you've had certain early childhood experiences where you could not trust your caregivers. You may find it hard to trust that your partner, maybe, for example, is going to be there for you when you need them. Or trust them when they say they are going to be there. When they say that they're going to respect your needs and boundaries, are you able to trust their word and their actions? You might also doubt whether you're loved or not, even if your partner is expressing love to you, but you don't know how to receive it. Your communication style. Childhood trauma may also impact the way you communicate with others as an adult. Your awareness of your communication style is your superpower. Your communication style may reflect what was modeled to you or modeled for you as a child. For example, if you grew up in a home where there was frequent yelling, there was a yelling match, you may reenact these exchanges with people around you because this is what was modeled to you. You may believe that this is how one is supposed to address conflict in relationships because you don't know better. No judgment on yourself. You may also find it challenging to verbally express your emotions. or even talk about what's important to you because you don't know how to communicate your needs openly and freely. Some communication styles that may be related to how others communicated with you or others early in your life may include passive communication style, which is indirect, self-denying, or the passive-aggressive style, which is emotionally dishonest, self-enhancing at the expense of others, becoming silent, or the aggressive or the inappropriate style where others were controlling and blaming or sometimes attacking. Communication styles are something that you learn and develop over time. In the same way, I'm here to tell you, you can unlearn them and learn how to communicate in healthy ways. And it starts with you embarking this journey of bettering yourself. Trauma reenactment, in some cases, you may enter some relationships that just mimic or reinforce what you've learned as a child. And now as an adult, you have to do the work so that you can work towards bettering yourself, loving yourself, and healing yourself so that you don't pass on that pain to next generation. You may sometimes find yourself repeating the cycles from your early childhood and placing yourself in situations where you may be hurt again emotionally or physically. This isn't a personal choice. It may be just a defense mechanism or self-preservation that leads you to seek something that seems familiar. It may also be, let's say, an unconscious attempt to heal through facing the same challenges. Help is available if that trauma remains unresolved or unhealed, because we unconsciously seek the comfort of the known, even if it's painful, says Dr. Nancy Irwin, who is a clinical psychologist in Los Angeles. I'm here to tell you, you can build emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence refers to your ability to perceive and manage your own emotions and those of other people around you. And once you develop emotional intelligence, your life will change. In other words, it relates to your emotional awareness and your emotional regulation so that you can heal from your past. People who have experienced childhood trauma may have a hard time. I understand it's hard in developing emotional intelligence. However, it's the most rewarding work you will do. Think of it this way. Childhood trauma may have been the most challenging or may have challenged the development of all those tools that you need for your emotional toolkit. I'm with you. I feel you. I know it's been hard. Some examples of how emotional intelligence may manifest in your relationships may include collaboration, cooperation, empathy, emotional self-awareness, the ability to express how you feel, ability to identify other people's emotions and feelings and responding in a healthy way, the tendency to evaluate your reactions, to pause before you react, accountability, ability to link your own thoughts and feelings with your behaviors, the ability to link your behaviors with other people's emotional reactions. So these are the benefits of building emotional intelligence. Someone who has experienced childhood trauma may, like I said, have difficulty in developing emotional skills. But EQ is a skill set that can be learned and developed at any age. This is the silver lining. This is the good news that I have for you. It can be added to your toolkit as you begin your journey of self-healing. It is possible. I believe in you. You can do it. Mental health condition. Research shows that there may be a link between childhood trauma and the development of certain mental health conditions. For example, anxiety. Now we all know this. All of these can impact or affect your interpersonal relationships. So what is the solution? Only a trained mental health professional can actually diagnose these conditions for you, or how some of these symptoms affect your relationship with yourself and with others. Help is available. You can reach out. Working on trauma resolution is a superpower. Healing from childhood trauma, I'm here to say again, is possible. There are many ways you can start your path of feeling better, doing better, and establishing happier relationships or more satisfactory relationships. Psychotherapy, or let's say talk therapy, is a great way to start. It's a great way to process your past and examine how that may be impacting your present and what all you need to do to heal from that so that you can be your better self. Having the support of someone who specializes in trauma therapy makes a huge difference. They'll be able to listen to you without judgment and guide you step by step to feel better, to be better, to build better relationships and increase your self-awareness. So no matter what you are suffering from, I feel you. One thing is for sure, there is a cure. You have to find the cure for yourself because nobody is coming to rescue you. A way to heal yourself, and the only way that will only happen when we stop numbing ourselves. All too often, the road that we take to try getting rid of our pain is a road of trying to make the pain less or make the pain go away, trying to escape it, run away or block or avoid it. This is unhelpful, it's unhealthy. Instead of actually getting rid of it or remove it, use your pain as power. Use it as an opportunity for your growth, for your evolution. Because like I said, what happened to you was not your fault. Healing is your responsibility. Healing is your responsibility. So that we don't pass on that pain to the next generation. Somebody needs to break the cycle. And the fact that you're watching this video really shows that you care about your well-being, you care about your growth, you care about your happiness and those around you, because it starts with you. Nothing changes till I take action. Nothing changes till I change. And because you've taken action, I believe in you, I'm rooting for you. We at Happiness is Love truly care for you because we believe that together we are stronger. Together we can build ourselves, each other, and a better tomorrow. Which of the tools and techniques that I've shared with you are going to use? Please comment below, give us your feedback. If you're struggling with any aspect of your life, we are here. You can reach out to us. Keep smiling, keep shining, keep inspiring.